Hey everybody, I'm Natalie.
And I'm Max.
And we're cruising Israel for ILTV. So in honor of Israel's Independence Day, Yom Ha'atzmaut, I decided it would be nice to go visit one of Israel's 3 top museums and learn more about how Israel came to be.
Oh, which museum would that be?
Pimax Museum in North Tel Aviv.
Yeah, right here in town. You know, it's like really a cool story. Bauhaus really had a lot to do with how Israel was able to win their independence.
The IDF is the strongest army in the Middle East, but you may be surprised to learn that such a powerful army started from humble beginnings. Today we're going to learn all about the sacrifices of the members of the Palmach through their personal stories and the legacy they left behind.
A few years before the formation of the Israeli Defense Forces was the establishment of the Palmach, the underground Jewish defense organization. It was active during the years between the Holocaust and the birth of the State of Israel.
So we're now here at the Pimax Museum, and it really makes you feel as if you're part of the story back all those years. Why don't you tell us what we're expected to see today?
Okay, so we're going to enter to an audiovisual exhibition. Basically, it means that we're going to walk through a movie. Actually, 2 kinds of movie are taking us down in the exhibition.
The Palmach represented a new generation of Israeli people, ones that would work and fight for themselves and for what they believed in.
So for the people that don't know, why don't you tell us exactly what Palmach means?
So the Palmach is an acronym for Plugot Machatz in Hebrew. It means striking forces or striking companies of the Haganah organization. Haganah in Hebrew means defense, so it was the main defense organization back here in Palestine before Israel was established. Okay, so this is the first room, and actually will also be our last room. It's the memorial room for 1,168 Palmach members who gave their life in the struggle for Israel's independence. You can see their names written all around the green glass over here. Their names are arranged by alphabet order. The highest ranked commander next to the simplest soldier in battlefield, and their names are arranged by the places in which the battles took place.
After visiting the memorial, the visitors go on a journey through time and space by joining the members of the Palmach from the moment they volunteer and enlist until the end of the War of Independence. These scenes are accompanied by original black and white images and films from the 1940s.
We should enter to Tel Aviv of 1941, where our story begins. The story of the Palmach begins.
The Palmach members lived in camps and kibbutzim. They split their time training and working the land. Each scene depicts an image of the original place where real events had once occurred. The personal stories of the members featured simple, low-ranked soldiers who eventually became heroes and made history. We follow the members throughout their struggle against the British Mandate.
Checking the shed and the stables! Bastard Jew boy!
So when our heroes have been taken to the detention camp, we too find ourselves behind the barbed wire.
The British weren't really excited about all of the Jewish struggle going around over here, and so they arrested quite a few of them in the Black Sabbath, and that's why we're now entering Latrun, which is the detention camp in which they kept those people that helped with the struggle, and you can see them over here behind the bar medals. So realistic.
The Palmach also played a significant role in sailing ships carrying immigrants to the land of Israel. So the next room gave us a glimpse into what those times were like with the same experiences they had on those ships, and even the same fears they felt when the British Navy had clashed with the ships. The museum also features a gallery with thousands of photos taken by the Palmach members themselves.
Wow, so it doesn't get more authentic than that.
Yeah, it truly does, and the pictures are arranged by the places in which the battle took place or by the brigades. Also in the morning, if you come in morning time, so you can see over here Palmach members that come and they like to tell their story, and you can listen first-handed.
Is Palmach now a special unit in the army? Does it still exist?
No, actually, as the War of Independence ended, the Palmach kind of emerged into all parts of the IDF. As during the war, David Ben-Gurion, after he declared the establishment of Israel, decided that if there's one nation, there should be one military.
The Palmach was the backbone of the IDF, which today continues to build its forces with Israelis and new immigrants. The IDF instills in its soldiers the knowledge of the battles once fought and the love of Israel.
So, keeping in this kind of historical view of things, have you ever thought about why the buildings here in Tel Aviv, why so many of them look a kind of specific way that's unique to the city?
Max, am I sensing a architectural tour?
Yeah, so I heard there's a guy who takes people all around Tel Aviv and shows the famous Bauhaus
Yep, I heard
buildings.
of it too.
And from what I've read, like, people are coming from all over the world to check this out. It's apparently like the largest collection of this type of buildings anywhere, I think. So we'll find out though.
Okay, so let's go.
do it.
Tel Aviv has the world's largest collection of Bauhaus-style buildings and is even considered to be a World Heritage Site. So today we had to come down to Dizengoff Street in center Tel Aviv and explore this with tour guide Micha. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We are happy to show you the architecture of the White City of Tel Aviv. Actually, the Bauhaus Center is like a home for the World Heritage Site of Tel Aviv. Inside we have books, we have maps, and we have special souvenirs which are connected to the international style, to the modernism here in Tel Aviv. Okay, so let's go and I will show you the modernism souvenirs of Tel Aviv.
The essential idea of the Bauhaus Center was to spread recognition of Tel Aviv's unique and eclectic architectural site.
Around the store, I see you have many different figurines, posters, coasters, images of things related to Tel Aviv.
We have a lot of items young designers come and bring and we sell it. And the topic is, of course, Tel Aviv, as you said, and the architecture.
So something really interesting that we've seen today in the store are these different flower pots in the shape of very familiar and popular buildings across Tel Aviv. This one here is on Kikav Dizengoff Square, right on the corner.
The second floor of the Bauhaus Center showcases a large collection of many books relating to the unique and cultural city.
First woman architect in Israel. Go women. Oh, here we have Hidden Gems of Israel. That's what our show should be called.
The White City currently has 4,000 modernist-style buildings, but where did this Bauhaus movement originate?
The Bauhaus school was established in 1919 in Germany. And it was a school for design and for architecture.
The Bauhaus was the most influential modernist art school of the 20th century. The motive behind this architectural style was to include art into manufacturing of buildings and bring a fresh design into everyday life.
In the 30s, when a lot of new immigrants came to Palestine, Jewish immigrants, that was the style which was modern. And then they started to construct the buildings in the Bauhaus style, or as we use it also, the international style or modernistic style.
The unique Bauhaus design brought about a fresh new style to what was then the new state of Israel. Bauhaus International style also majorly influenced interior design. They started to incorporate the use of steel into its furniture and use distinctive shapes and curves in the design.
So here we can see the Bauhaus style furniture.
Yes,
Replicas of
actually these are miniatures. They exist in big, and that's the chair called Vasily chair, designed by Marcel Breuer.
Well, I think we're ready now to go outside and explore the White City with our own eyes.
Sure.
So we are now in the heart of the White City, and just behind me you can see a perfect example of a beautiful white Bauhaus-style building which was constructed in the 1930s and was renovated just a few times to preserve that design.
Yes, actually what you see is very typical for the Bauhaus architecture. These are the horizontal lines and you see shadow and sun, light and dark. These are the typical elements, and you hear also the noise. We are here, as you said, on Dizengoff Circle. This was the heart through the 1930s until 1970s of the White City. And then there was a bridge constructed to solve the traffic problem. And what happened, the traffic problem was solved, but there was no square anymore, and people didn't like this place, and it was abandoned. Now, due to the municipality's activities, they decided to destroy this bridge and to reconstruct the original design of this wonderful Bauhaus square.
Dizengoff Square is one of the most iconic squares in Tel Aviv. It's been the center for shopping, eating, and simply hanging out for generations. It has now been given a complete makeover and has been lowered to street level, making it more pedestrian-friendly. The style of the Bauhaus buildings across the country have adapted to Israel's environment. Some of the original features seen in Europe have been altered to suit Tel Aviv's urban landscape.
We can see here the balconies, and you see on top of every balcony you have a small slab of concrete. And this slab actually gives us shadow on the balcony. For this reason we call it a sunbreaker. Then we have the small windows. That's also typical for Bauhaus architecture here in Tel Aviv. A well-known modernist architect, he introduced into the architecture the ribbon window, which was very big. But when the architects came to Palestine, they thought that this would not be very functional because we have here too much light and too hot climate. So for this reason, they constructed the windows very small.
The garden surrounding the building is also a typical element for the Bauhaus structure, meant to give the visitor a comforting feeling upon entering the building. As Micha and I continued to explore the streets, he showed us the different features of this modernist style.
Here you see this iron bar, that's an element all around the building, and you see the same bar is also on the balcony and even on top of the building. So this element shows us that the architects were very conscious by designing the buildings. It's not only functional, it's also aesthetics.
The museum offers 2-hour guided tours around the White City and also hosts exhibitions about the architecture and design of local Israeli artists.
We've done many things together on the show already, Max.
I know, it's been fun watching you try so many things for your first time.
Yeah, it has been fun. But let's try something a little bit different.
Okay.
Something that you wouldn't normally think would be here in Israel.
Okay, so not a museum about Jewish people, not a memorial to something.
Do you have any ideas, Max?
I do. It's not really a biblical place or anything,
Okay.
but it is something cool to do in Israel.
Okay, what is it?
Up in the north, in Bethlehem, there's a dude who's built a kind of cool archery place with different archery ranges. Yeah, have you ever tried that?
No, I've never tried it.
Cool.
I love that idea,
I'm
Max.
looking forward to seeing how you are
go.
at the bow and arrow. Let's do it.
Let's go.
If you think archery is not a sport played by the Israelis, think again. Today we came to the only archery park in Israel where we will properly learn how to shoot a bow and arrow. Archery promotes the values of healthy competition, fairness, and determination. So let's check it out. Nice.
Archery is one of the oldest arts still practiced around the world. Historically, it has been used for hunting and battle, but in modern times it has developed as a recreational and a competitive sport.
We here at
one of the farms from Bethlehem, and we created a location for archery shooting. Actually, for everybody. It's the only location actually open in Israel for everybody to shoot.
Around the park, various targets are set up, as well as a hunting trail that leads to the oak forest. It features replicas of animals dating back to the Jurassic period.
We have a fantastic route of this type of 3D animals, the rubber animals, the special animals. They have two types, US and Europe.
So we're not targeting at real animals, guys.
No real animals.
Completely made out of rubber.
But it is fake hunting, which is really looking like the real one. And some of them you can move with the rope, so you have a moving target, like one monkey goes from one side of the tree to the other, so
wow.
It's challenging.
Archery has even made it to the Maccabiah Games, which is the world's largest Jewish sport organization. It is often referred to as the Jewish Olympics, as it involves 60 countries and 400,000 members. Before we play, I have to learn the few simple steps.
The way we shoot is always 100% sideways, right? We always shoot sideways. This way as well, it's built that it gives you the most power to squeeze it well and get the most out of it. After we learn how to add the arrow and plug it to the string, we will learn how to pull it really well. Being stable, very important, with your left arm when you're ready to release the arrow.
Archery exercises can help improve skill of focus, patience, and concentration.
Just to give you an idea, from here, when you let go.
Oh, bullseye.
Is it? I can't see.
Yeah, on the yellow. Right in the center. Well, I've never shot a bow and arrow before. I've only seen it in those fantasy movies, but do you think I can master it?
I don't know about mastering it right now, but you'll be able to hunt. I'm telling people, when you let go, try to remember your arm. How stable it is. Is it stable?
So
Did you move anything?
Is the bow supposed to
No,
lean on
the
me?
bow you push the bow, so it doesn't touch you.
Okay.
Now the left hand would push the bow, and the right hand with the elbow, shoulder height, will come right to the face, to the eye. I'll follow up, and when I'm ready, I will pull back my hand.
So all I'm doing is looking at the
Drawing,
bullseye?
yeah.
Whoa.
Nice.
That was pretty good my first time.
After practicing and shooting the arrow a couple of more times, you start to get the hang of it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, no.
Wow, you got it. Whew. We have the student here who just became better than the teacher.
No.
So I'm quitting. My last job.
I'll take over this. Look at this beautiful area. No problem. All right, well now I've got the full gear, got the quill and the bow and the arrow. Let's see. Let's test my skills and see what I could do. Okay.
Park HaYura also hosts many celebrations for children. But not only that, it turns out archery is pretty beneficial as well as fun. Drawing a bow strengthens core muscles, which improves the archer's balance and stability.
So let's give it a go.
All right. Go for the dinosaur. He's kosher. Yes. Careful. Yeah, she got it.
So if you're looking for a safe and fun activity with all sorts of benefits, archery is the way to go.
The real fun part of this place is actually see the reaction of people. When they come out from the forest after the shooting, or the kids after they finish an hour and a half or 2 hours, they go crazy.
Yeah, sure.
It's hard to get them out of here. It's like almost impossible. The parents have to drag them out.
Max, you know what time of day it is,
Ooh,
don't you?
I hope that means it's time to eat and drink something. I am hungry and thirsty. Where are we going?
Well, we're going to a restaurant called OCD. It's right here in Tel Aviv, so that's good news.
Yeah, that is good news. OCD, that's kind of a strange name for a restaurant. What kind of restaurant is an OCD restaurant?
Yeah, well, the chef is very meticulous about his dishes, and it's really an art how he presents them. So it's gonna be fun, Max. We're gonna have a good time.
That sounds like something that'll be cool to photograph.
Ever gone to a restaurant and just couldn't decide on what to order? Today at Restaurant OCD, Chef Raz will take us on a culinary journey with a 9-course meal, each one more creative than the next. Let's check it out.
At one of the trendiest restaurants yet, the talented chef offers something new and exciting to the Tel Aviv food scene that doesn't include a menu or tables. The restaurant's open kitchen is situated in the center of the restaurant with a surrounding bar, seating 19. This allows the diners to catch a glimpse of the talented chefs in action while being interactive with them.
Next course, it's beef tartare, seasoned with anchovy aioli, smoked rat potato foam, crisp, and red sorrel leaves.
Wow, sounds incredible. I have to say that this restaurant looks more like a living room than actually a restaurant. It's beautifully designed. How did this whole concept begin?
First of all, I'm happy to hear of your thought of the design because we wanted to feel just like that. So actually we serve a 9-course tasting menu every night. Okay. 2 sittings, first at 7 and the second it's 9:30. And we try to do our own thing about what we think it's a new Israeli cuisine. With a lot of nerves and Israeli chutzpah.
Chutzpah?
Yes.
Although Chef Raz is only 25 years old, don't let his age fool you. He has much experience in the kitchen, cooking both privately and in renowned restaurants.
This concept is new. Is it unique to Tel Aviv? Is it the only
It
type of
is
restaurant
unique
doing
to
that?
Tel Aviv, yes. I've been to stage in Kitchen Table, London, so it's very similar. Also, I've been to several places like this in New York. Atera, Momofuku Co, Chef's Table at Brooklyn Fair. So this is where I took the concept from. We try to make it much more cozy and Israeli.
Well, I cannot wait till dinner service. I'm sure the food will be amazing.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
First up, cocktails.
So I would like something that's maybe the most popular one here at the restaurant.
That's probably maybe the power gin.
Power gin?
Yeah, our power gin that we made.
Okay.
It's the gin that we made here. It's a wonderful gin that we put on jasmine, so it gets the color and the smell. You can smell it.
Let's give it a whiff. Wow, smells a little strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a little bit strong.
So with the Special House gin, Erez began whipping up my cocktail.
It's ready?
Enjoy.
Let's try this. It's a little sour.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
The chefs use both locally sourced ingredients and from around the world, bringing some culture to the dishes.
Most of the dishes are influenced by the staff, the Israeli local cuisine, the flavors that I remember from home, from being a child, and from things that I eat here and outside of the country.
Each dish is plated in a very particular way, allowing Raz to offer each guest the perfect bite of delectable flavors.
We care about the presentation here at OCD from 2 reasons. First, you eat with your eyes first. Second, every bite should be very precise.
Restaurant OCD also appeals to the vegan crowd, so before anything you'll be asked for your culinary preference and it will be customly prepared for you.
So, next course, it's roasted parsnips with salted pecans and crispy sage. The sauce, yours, it's a reduction of carrot juice. Yours, it's marrow bone stock reduced with maple and rosemary. Enjoy.
The refined kitchen, the inviting atmosphere, and the highest of quality ingredients all call for a unique dining experience.
תודה רבה לכם. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us again for another episode of Cruising Israel. We're really glad to have you.
And don't forget to catch us next week as we cruise the country and show you the best Israel has to offer.
Bye.
Bye-bye.